Lola, Pokemon fans and gamers alike. It's your boy, the Edgemaster, with the Dirty Boy Swag, Good Gamer Glenn, here with my ABL Season 4 Draft Analysis video of my Draft League team. Give me a sec. For those of you who don't know, the Pokemon ABL, or the Pokemon Amateur Battle League, is a draft league, not as big as, like, say, the WBE or so, but it's still a draft league, and it's something I'm proud to be able to participate in. If you've been keeping up with my recent videos, I've been with the. I've also participated in the ABL Minors division as well, which was a first for them, and I enjoyed it. I didn't make it to playoffs, but hey, it was really fun. So I did send an application to try and join their season 4 draft league, and I got accepted. So um, yeah, so here's the team that I drafted during the drafting phase, and let's take a look. Most people, or most of the coaches, tend to start from the restricted tier. Others tend to start with how their drafting went, like in order. I'm gonna do something different. I'm just gonna start all the way from the bottom, so all the way from C tier. Um, Quick rundown: each team is allowed one restricted mon, which is basically a legendary or mythical that's allowed. One Gmax mon, so any Pokemon that can potentially Gigantamax will be in that tier. One S rank tier, two A rank tiers, three B ranks, three C ranks, and one free pick, which can be anything from any of the tiers except for the restricted tier, for obvious reasons. So let's get started. We'll start with the first C tier pick, and for that one we have Flareon. Now, Flareon definitely probably one of the evolutions that aren't really the most picked for reasons like it has junk speed, it has junk defense. Um, Flareon is pretty good as a fire type in my opinion. I've seen it do some work in other showcases, either like in other draft league or other Pokemon videos. But yeah, Flareon can actually hit pretty hard. It does have access to the hidden ability Guts, so as it is a fire type, it won't work with the burn effect. But if it is afflicted by some kind of status ailment, in this case, poison or paralysis, it gains like a boost to its attack. So Flareon already boosting, like, I think it's 120 or 130 attack stat. I'm not sure which one it is, but so that's already pretty high. So you add like the Guts boost on top of that, you can see this Pokemon hitting pretty hard with like a Flare Blitz or something with this added stab to it as well. But yeah, I have some things to. I really wanted a fire Pokemon when I drafted this, and there wasn't much available, especially since there was only stuff from the C rank tier left. So I went Flareon. It's an evolution. I love the evolutions. Who doesn't? But yeah, I have some plans for this guy. I hope I can show them off, but we'll see how that goes. All right. Next, we have Executor. Now, this is a mon I wasn't really expecting to draft. Although, in terms of what was left during the order, this was probably one of the more better picks stat wise, I think. I'm not entirely sure on the info on this as well, but I think Executor was pretty top tier when it first came out in general. Maybe not like super top tier. Like, I'm pretty sure Alakazam was way above it in terms of psychic types, but it's a grass psychic type. Surprisingly enough, I did want to get the Alolan version, but that already got sniped. Or, yeah, I got sniped before I was able to choose, so go figure. And, well, I think it's not too bad. It does have access to Chlorophyll and its hidden ability Harvest, both needs to be activated while there is sun out. Or, well, in Harvest's case, it's more better if the sun is out because it's a 100% chance. But yeah, I think it was a pretty decent pick. Speed's not too bad. Okay, never mind. It is pretty bad. I think it's even slower than Flareon, but I'll find a way to make it work. It has some interesting things being a grass type. Like, it does have access to Stun Spore, which I can use as another paralysis option since I didn't quite get an electric type that I wanted. So, that's an option. Alright. Next C tier will be Drudagon. I don't know how to pronounce its name, but I do have to say this was kind of a I want to say it's a unique pick for me, or like more like a favorite pick actually, because I do love Drudagon. I do when I first saw it in Gen 5, I thought, hey, this is a pretty cool dragon. I mean, obviously it was also kind of weird with it having like small wings. It seems to be very land based and still has wings. And then what really stuck out, of course, is its giant red head, which is like the main thing you focus on probably when you see this Pokemon for the first time. But I think it's a little bit underappreciated. It is a pure dragon type, so of course it's going to be weak to flying. Fairy. Sorry, it's going to be weak to fairy. It's going to be weak to ice. It's going to be weak to dragon. But having that single dragon typing isn't always too bad. Of course, there are better options like what's his name, Gudra. But yeah, I think Drudagon is I think Drudagon can use some more love. It does have access to the abilities. What was it? Sheer Force, Rough Skin. So there's some Rocky Helmet shenanigans in there. Sheer Force for extra damage. It's already like rocking like 120 attack stat as well, so this thing can hit hard. And you can literally just sacrifice its special attack because it's like almost non-existent. So if you ever need to like boost up its other stats, you just lower down special attack right off the bat, or you can do speed. It's pretty slow as well. But I think this was a unique pick in my opinion, even if it was like a favorite pick of mine as well. But I think it should do pretty well. I'll see what I can do with it as well. Oh, I forgot. I forgot to mention it also gets access to Mold Breaker, so definitely something to ignore some abilities like Levitate and whatnot. So hoping that can probably use that in one of my matches. All right. What's next? So now we get to access our first B tier Pokemon, and we've got Urchin. Okay, so how I was saying earlier I didn't get access to an electric type that I wanted? Well, my first picks were going to be one of the Raichus, but I don't remember what tiers they were in now. But I feel like they're also in B tier, if not A tier. But if they're in B tier, they're already chosen. And I think by this time I didn't really have much options, and I really wanted an electric type. So what really hit me was the fact that it's Urchin. It has access to electric terrain. And I'm like, oh, I can probably use this with one of the Pokemon that you'll be seeing in a little bit. And it might do me pretty well. I mean, it also has access to Lightning Rod, if anything, as well. So that's another option to use. Maybe not the best one. Might as well just use electric terrain. But hey, I don't want to be using electric terrain when someone's Alolan Raichu is up on the field. Because, yeah, that'd make things a lot more dangerous. But I think this thing can be pretty tanky. It has access to, I think, Mementos, which is one of those moves where it kills itself, I believe, but it like harshly lowers the opponent's stats. And yeah, I mean, it's never thought I'd be using one at all. Like when I first saw it in Gen 8, when it was released in Gen 8, it was like it's one of the, I want to say, quote unquote weirder looking mods. It has kind of a cute aspect to it. Might be the face, I'm not sure. It has a really nice shiny in my opinion because it is orange, and orange is one of my favorite colors, so there's that. Okay, so now we go on to the next B tier pick, which is going to be Dragalge. Dragalge? I'm not trying to pronounce that name as well, but I'll just call it Dragalge. So a lot of people are saying this is like the what's that word, like a discount Eternatus. It is a poison dragon type. There are a lot of fairy types going around in the draft league. There's definitely like the Togekiss, there's the Whimsicott, and I feel like Dragalge is like another mon that's like a potential fairy killer. So it is slow. It does have access to adaptability as its hidden ability, so that means more damage to stab type moves. So my poison attacks are definitely going to be hitting fairies pretty hard. And I think it is a little bit underappreciated as well, but I mean, it just got released in the Isle of Armor expansion, so what can you expect, right? But I feel like I can do some damage with this thing. We'll see how that goes later down the line. Okay, and the last B rank tier that we have is Clawitzer. Now, this was a pick where I was thinking, okay, what would be a cool like niche mod that I could use, you know, like, and then I was going through some YouTube videos, and then I saw a video about Clawitzer and Mega Launcher, its ability Mega Launcher. Now I remember the ability from Gen 6 because I did have a Mega Blastoise and it had Mega Launcher as well. Now, for those of you that don't know, Mega Launcher gives like an attack boost to any type of move that has like the word pulse in its name. So Clawitzer has access to like Dark Pulse, Water Pulse for a stab bonus. I believe it also has access to Heal Pulse. I heard that Heal Pulse will heal even more than usual if you get it on, you know, if you get to use it on Clawitzer. And I think that's... Oh, and one of the new moves that came out from the Isle of Armor from the tutors, Terrain Pulse. Now, this was the mon I was talking about when I was referring to Urchin a while ago because of Electric Surge. So how Terrain Pulse works is when you use it, depending on the type of terrain that's on the field, the attack will become that type, become that typing. So in Urchin's case, it's electric terrain. And Terrain Pulse will turn into an electric type move.
You're fucking joking, right? Like,
so with that, it will get the small damage boost from the electrical terrain, and it will get another damage boost from the Mega Launcher ability that it has. So it'll be dishing out like, I'm not sure what the calcs are, but it'll be dishing out a lot of damage with that Terrain Pulse move. So that's what I'm hoping with this guy. He is also slow as well, as you can see with the rest of my team. I think you know where I'm going with this when you see the rest of my mons. But this is what I chose. I also needed a water type. This or Inteleon was also another option as well, but I did not go for the Inteleon. The Gold Duck was also another option as well because it does have access to the Cloud 9 ability, but and that ignores weather effects, and there's gonna be a lot of weather running around in this league. So so let's go on to our first A rank mon that we have, and that first mon is Indeedee, the female version. Now, this already is a really good mon, regardless of any team. It comes with the hidden ability Psychic Terrain, which prevents priority moves. So, this stuff like Quick Attack, Extreme Speed, Fake Out, and Aqua Jet, all of that stuff gets nullified in the Psychic Terrain. So that's really good for when you're trying to set up stuff, especially since Fake Out is definitely one of the bigger moves that come in. I believe it doesn't stop prankster ability moves, but I think it makes them regular, so it's based on the Pokemon speed. I don't know, someone has to let me know in the comment section down below on how that stuff works. But yeah, so Indeedee is a great mon, a little bit bulky, can be pretty fast, can hit hard. It has access to Expanding Force, which is one of the new tutor moves from the Isle of Armor DLC. And all around, it also has like Follow Me. It can learn, I think it can learn Dazzling Gleam. I'm not sure. I gotta check that out. It does have access to was it Psy Shot? I'm not sure, but it's the move that does. I think it's the move that does. It's a special move, but it does damage based on the opponent's defense, I think. But regardless of all that, Indeedee is a really good mon in general, and I love it. It's just adorable. I mean, I like the Indeedee line, like male and female. They're just both so cute and cool at the same time. So that was the first A ranking mon. I'm hoping Indeedee will probably be a very big staple on my team, so you'll probably see it in every match, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, now we get to our next A rank A tier mon, and it is Dusclops. Now, Dusclops is a very bulky Trick Room setter. only if it has the ABL light equipped, of course. But it can take hits. Like I've had a Dusclops during my time in the miners division, and it was just so tanky. Like even if people do get the knockoff on it and knock off that ABL light, it can still take some hits pretty well, and it can be really annoying as well. Access to stuff like Will-O-Wisp, Ally Switch, Trick Room, and yeah, and some other stuff. I need to check out that list later on, but it's a really good mon. I can definitely see myself partnering it up with Indeedee a lot as well, just so I can get my Trick Room off, and then I can get my Pokemon to attack first because of their low speed counts. But overall, I have found a new love for Dusclops and during the minors division, and it's here to stay. Okay, now we're gonna get to our S rank mon. Weavile. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest here. I did not pick an S rank mon early on during the draft. I kind of waited till like my super like later turns, and at this point in time, that's when I wondered, oh no, I have a lot of slow Pokemon on the team. What was I doing? So I blame myself on that one. So I thought, oh, maybe there's something I can do to fix that speed problem. Of course, it's probably not the best option with Weavile, but I do think it can help me out in tough situations. I need to find some way to utilize that as well. It does have access to Fake Out, so that's always good. I could always try to help me set up Trick Room if I need it. It has the ability Pressure, so that's something. At least it'll lower the opponent's move usage, which is also good. It does have access to Pickpocket. I think Pressure might still be a better option to use, but Pickpocket sounds okay too. I mean, especially if it's like probably early on. Maybe you most people run Focus Sash on Weavile. Maybe you pop the Focus Sash, you attack the opponent, and you steal its item. Maybe it's a berry. Maybe you can heal yourself back up again. I don't know, but it could work for something. But it does have some pretty decent speed, so if anything, definitely, small spoiler, probably definitely the fastest Pokemon on my team right now. So we'll see how it works. I do think it can hit pretty hard in certain situations as well, so I'm going to try and see what I can utilize its speed and damage for. It is Ice Dark, so it is super weak to fighting type moves, but what can you do? Alright, now we go to our G rank, Gigantamax rank tier. I think this one might, people might already figure it out by the time you're, watching this, by the time of this portion of the video. So, none other than Hatterene. Now, Hatterene, I think, is more or less very staple in Trick Room teams. It does cast Trick Room. It's got that speed tier that's perfect for Trick Room. It hits hard. It can take some special attack hits. I mean, if it had a better HP stat, I think it would definitely be a monster. But yeah, I mean, Hatterene was, I think this one was like a guarantee. Like as soon as I locked in Indeedee when I first got it, I thought, okay, I gotta get Hatterene on my team. There are other options as well, but I'll see how it goes, and depending on if it works or not, like the Hatterene, if it doesn't work, I may trade it in for another mon that might work a lot better. Maybe, I'm not sure, but it might. But I think I'll be counting on Hatterene. In a sense as well, I'll be taking. I will be a third coach using Hatterene during this ABL. The first being Soy Salamonster, the coach of the Cuernavaca Syndiquils, or Cuernavaca. I need to find out how to pronounce that. But so after him, there was also Jimmy of the Herkimer Dreadnoughts. He's also participating in Season 4. He was using it during the Miners Division as well. And now I feel like the torch isn't passed down to me, so I hope I can I can make those two proud and get some kills with the Hatterene. La Capitana for life. Alright, and I think this is what everybody was waiting for, the restricted mon, the legendary that I was able to choose. And it is Melmetal. Now, I was pretty where I was placed on the drafting order was closer to the top, so fourth to be more specific. So I thought, okay, I'm number four. I think I need to lock in a legendary right away. I had first thought about getting Magirna, but that was already chosen on by the very first person in the order. So I thought, okay, so what's the second best thing I can get? That's when I thought about Melmetal. I recently went into a casual game with one of my friends on a different Discord channel, and he used Melmetal, and it intrigued me, like the way he used it, and I feel like I can probably do this with Melmetal as well. Like I'll ask I'll ask him for some tips on how to run it, and yeah, I think it can be a very solid mod. It has the Iron Fist ability, and its signature move Double Iron Bash, which gets powered up by the Iron Fist ability, and it hits twice. Double Iron Bash hits the opponent twice, so you get that boost with Iron Fist plus the stab bonus. Melmetal is gonna hit hard. That's what I'm hoping for. Like I'm hoping, like, if anything, if Hatterene doesn't become my kill leader, maybe Melmetal will. But it, of course, it's like a mythical Pokemon, so that might be expected depending. So I hope I don't disappoint. This will actually be my first time using Melmetal in any kind of battle, so I am psyched to use it, and I'm hoping it works out in my favor. Okay. Last but not least, the free pick. Now, I had quite a few options. I saved my free pick for last for sure, because it's a free pick. I mean, some people would try to get stuff right away. I was kind of really indecisive about that. So after looking at all the teams, I wasn't sure what exactly I wanted to choose. But there was a Pokemon that I did want to use during minors, but it got taken before I was able to use it as well, and that is none other than Machamp. Now, as I stated earlier during the video, the free pick, you're allowed to pick any Pokemon that's available in any tier except for the restricted tier. So that means you're also able to have two. There's a possibility that you'll be able to use two Pokemon that are able to Gigantamax. So I thought that's what I'd save my free pick for. And in this case, I chose Machamp. Now, I did say I did want to use Machamp in the last one, but I just wasn't able to. But I also feel like Machamp could help out in this as well. It is a very bulky mod. It can be a bulky mod. Well, I also would have chosen Conkeldurr as well, but that was chosen beforehand. Yeah. And unlike Conkeldurr, Machamp does have access to a Gigantamax form, which has a move that raises critical hits for your team. Obviously, I don't really have anything that has moves that can critically hit. Does it raise your chance to critical hit, or does it raise the damage of critical hits? I think it raises the chance to critical hit. I mean, that's still good in its own way. The RNG for that is probably still gonna be pretty low, but there's nothing wrong with that, I think, in my opinion. And then of course I do have the option to just Dynamax it regularly if I don't want to use that, so I can just get regular attack boost. And otherwise, Machamp by itself I think is a really solid one. I have a plan for it as well, but we'll see if I'll be able to use it or not. But I'm hoping that it also goes well with using this Pokemon, because I do like Machamp. Definitely one of the first Pokemon I was using competitively when Gen 8 came out, because it's overall it's a cool mod. I mean, can't go wrong with it really. So this is my draft team for the Pokemon ABL. Definitely, obviously, when you look at it, it's like this is a very slow team. I may have to make some transactions later to fix that problem, but we'll see how it goes, maybe within the first 2 to 3 weeks. But I feel kind of confident in this team. I will have to find out some way to be able to get Trick Room off, but hold on. Sorry about that. But well, I'll find out what to do with that. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty confident in the team. I feel like these guys can hit hard, and maybe they'll be bulky enough to be able to dish out all that damage, even with their very slow speed. But yeah, we'll see. In any case, guys, thanks for sticking through this whole video. If you've been here all the way to the end, it is like a 25-minute long video. Didn't think I'd be speaking this much, honestly, but I did have to go through 12 Pokemon and give my opinions on them, more or less, and yeah. So, so I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on my team and in the comment section down below. And with that, I'll see you guys all in the next video. So this was your boy, the Edge Master with the Dirty Boy Swag, Good Gamer Clan, and I'm wishing you all a good day and a good game. Alola.